agree that ISIL poses a significant threat to the people of Iraq and Syria. It poses a threat to surrounding countries. And because of the numbers of foreign fighters that are being attracted and the chaos that ISIL is creating in the region, ultimately it will pose a threat beyond the Middle East, including to the United States, Europe, and far-flung countries like Australia that have already seen terrorist networks trying to infiltrate and impact population centers on the other side of the world.
It's refusing to go down. The terror group holding on to the strategic city of Kobani on the Turkey-Syria border despite 21 U.S. airstrikes in the last 24 hours.
President Obama summoned defense ministers from 21 countries to Andrews Air Base outside of Washington today, but emerged with no new strategy to fight ISIS, also known as ISIL.
As with any military effort, there will be days of progress and there are going to be periods of setback.
Privately, senior officials have begun to downplay destroying ISIS and instead talk about merely disrupting the terror group, keeping it under siege from the air until Iraqi and Syrian ground forces can reverse the tide. The White House points to the disruption of the siege of Sinjar Mountain in Iraq as evidence the airstrikes are working. As for training a ground force of moderate Syrian rebels, as of last week, recruitment had not even begun.
The most violent clashes since the pro-democracy demonstrations began several weeks ago. Protesters took over a tunnel road and paralyzed local traffic. Dozens of police in riot gear used pepper spray, batons, and their fists to push back protesters, including this journalist.
Here, right next over here and here.
More than 10 police, yeah, and beat me with anything else on them, with punch, with kicks, with elbow, anything else. And
astronauts orbit the Earth conducting scientific research in space for the benefit of all humankind. And now, there's Orion, NASA's newest space vehicle. Rocketed off the Earth by NASA's Space Launch System, the Orion spacecraft will be able to take us deeper into the solar system than we have ever gone before.
My name is Kelly Smith, and I work on navigation and guidance for Orion. Orion is NASA's next-generation spacecraft. Built with versatility in mind, it can take astronauts deeper into space than we've ever gone before, to an asteroid or even onto Mars. For these missions, Orion has to be one tough spacecraft, withstanding high speeds, searing temperatures, and extreme radiation.